Okay, so I think we should start.
Yeah, Aditya.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have the limitation of time as
Yeah.
well, so we need to start
Yes,
on
sir.
time.
Yes, sir. Okay. So welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Aditya Saxena, and I'm the host for today's webinar. Today we are going to discuss about digital disruption and career opportunities for youth in 2021. And to discuss that, we have with us today Mr. Piyush Agrawal, Director Corporate, KPGI, and President of Shining Youth Foundation. And we have Mr. Sachin Sadaran, founder of Director of Digital Dojo and Digital Marketing Consultant. I'm sorry, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, Varun Modi sir won't be able to join us today. So let's start. But just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type them into the chat box in your Zoom. Yes.
Hello. Your
Hello.
voice is not audible properly.
Is it?
Aditya, maybe you want to speak a little louder, I think that will sort it out.
Okay. Okay. So just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type them into the chat box in your Zoom control panel. I will bring them up during the webinar and we will also have time for questions at the end. Now, without further delay, we will turn the time. Now, discussion is over to Piyush sir. Piyush sir, please give the enthusiastic words so that we can start the session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aditya, for nice introduction and hosting the session. So basically, Digital Dojo is organizing this session, and the topic, as we all are aware, it's digital disruption and career opportunities for youth in 2021. Right. So the moment this word comes, career opportunities. So career opportunities सुनने में बड़ा ऐसा लगता है कि अभी तो we are in the lockdown and no resources are there. We are not able to go out. We are not able to move out. What will happen to this world? Or we are not sure what kind of careers will be there in 2020, 2021. Whether the careers would be there or not, jobs होंगी भी या नहीं होंगी. So these are the miseries जो हमारे दिमाग में चल रही हैं, mysteries जो हमारे दिमाग में चल रही हैं. और वी आर ऑल वंडरिंग कि किस तरह के जॉब्स आगे निकलेंगे, किस तरह की करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज आगे निकलेंगी, whether we'll be able to survive or not, दुनिया बचेगी नहीं बचेगी, कंट्री बचेगी नहीं बचेगी. तो we are all in the dilemma right now, right? So we are facing this lockdown since last around 50 days, and today is the last day of lockdown 3, and hopefully today the information from the PMO will come कि और lockdown 4 भी आगे बढ़ाया जा रहा है. It's a probability for that, right? So the thing which will rise, basically first of all let me tell you one thing कि अगर lockdown नहीं भी होता, for example, for instance, अगर कोरोना नहीं भी होता, COVID wouldn't have been there, then also the career opportunities जो निकलती आगे, जो jobs निकलते आगे, that would be for digital platform only, right? क्योंकि अगर कोरोना नहीं भी होता, कोविड नहीं भी होता, तब भी डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म वाले जॉब्स, ऑनलाइन जॉब्स, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, जितने भी आईटी के जॉब्स हैं, वो ज्यादा सर्वाइव करते इन कंपैरिजन विद द ग्राउंड जॉब्स, राइट? सो अब जबकि लॉकडाउन हो गया है, कोविड हो गया है, द कंट्री विल टेक सम टाइम टू repair itself, the nation, the world will take some time to repair itself. तो अभी रिक्वायर है यूथ को कि वो थोड़ा सा पेशेंस रखे. They should have some patience. They should have, it's a time to develop the skills, develop करें अपनी soft skills develop करें, अपना communication skills develop करें, अपना talent develop करें, right? So digital transformation is about to come, right? Those who are thinking कि भाई दुनिया खत्म हो जाएगी, jobs खत्म हो जाएंगे, careers खत्म हो जाएंगे, so they should take consideration that jobs कभी भी खत्म नहीं होंगे, careers कभी भी खत्म नहीं होंगे. Only the survival of fittest would be there, right? आप सभी ने सुना होगा survival of fittest. So the ones who will perform, the ones who learn, the ones who will develop their skills will survive. और जो लोग obsolete हो जाएंगे, they'll be out of the race, right? So you should all develop your skills, And if we talk about career opportunities, a lot of companies, data's मैं नहीं बता, but I'll tell you the practical realities जो आगे होने वाला है, right? Few industries they'll be vanishing, वो लोग हमेशा के लिए खत्म हो जाएंगी. कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज हैं जो हमेशा के लिए खत्म हो जाएंगी और उनकी जगह नई इंडस्ट्रीज ले लेंगी, नए सेक्टर्स ले लेंगे, right? So digital transformation is very important. मार्केटिंग की अगर बात करें तो 80% of the market share, 80% of the marketing share would be taken by the digital marketing, right? I'll request the other participants to please mute their mics और जो questions है वो comment box में कर दें and the experts will answer the questions, right? So digital transformation would be there. और जॉब्स की अगर बात करें तो ऑल काइंड ऑफ जॉब्स आर देयर. जो भी आप जॉब्स अभी हम जो प्रैक्टिकल जॉब्स देखते हैं, either it's marketing or it's IT or it's HR or it's hirings, कोई भी जॉब हुआ, but all the jobs now onwards from 2020 onwards, 21 onwards, majority of the jobs will be online. It would be digital, it will be on digital platform. और एक ही ऐसी स्किल्स, IT skills are the skills जिसको आप अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते. You can avoid any skill, but you cannot survive without avoiding the IT skills and the digital skills, right? So youth को चाहे वो कोई भी कोर्स का हो, ऐसा नहीं कि if you are only of the IT courses, you are doing the IT courses, अगर आप केवल कंप्यूटर साइंस के कोर्सेज कर रहे हैं, डिप्लोमास कर रहे हैं, बीटेक कर रहे हैं या फिर BCA MCA कर रहे हैं, तो ही केवल आपको IT की जॉब्स में और डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाने का मौका मिलेगा. बल्कि no matter if you are doing any course, कोई भी आप कोर्स कर रहे हैं, either it's MBA or BBA or BCA, any course, digital opportunities, you'll not be able to survive in the market from now onwards, right? jobs थोड़ी कम निकलेंगी, jobs opportunities थोड़ी सी कम होंगी, competition थोड़ा और tough होगा, but जैसा कि मैंने पहले बताया, survival of the fittest would be there. There's a theory of 80-20, you might be aware, सभी लोग aware होंगे 80-20 की theory से. The economy is run by 20% people and 80% of them are only relying on those 20% people, right? 20% अगर हम अपनी पॉकेट में भी देखें तो 80% चीजें बेकार की होती हैं, केवल 20% चीजें काम की होती हैं, right? Lakhs and lakhs of graduates are out every year. Being a director of an engineering college, of a IT management college, I know these things because students are looking for placements. Students are looking for placements, they're looking for jobs, they're looking for careers, but they're not focusing on skills, right? So jobs without skills won't be possible. Jobs without skills आपको नहीं मिलेंगे. First you need to develop your skills, उसके बाद ही आप jobs claim कर सकते हैं, right? आपको अपने अंदर क्वालिटीज इनकलकेट करनी है, आपको अपने अंदर स्किल्स इनकल will be able to desire for the desirable jobs, right? अगर आपको एक आईफोन के दाम पे बिकना है, I'll take a simple example, अगर आपको एक आईफोन के पैसे चाहिए अपने अंदर, तो आपको क्वालिटीज भी आईफोन वाली डेवलप करनी होंगी. If you are having qualities of Micromax phone and you want to be sold on the price of iPhone, so it is not possible, right? अगर आपको अपना दाम चाहिए, दाम, what I mean by दाम for the youth is the salary package which the companies are offering, right? iPhone हम क्यों लेते हैं? Because iPhone हम इसलिए फीचर्स अच्छे होते हैं, उसमें क्वालिटीज अच्छी होती हैं, इट्स अ स्टेटस सिंबल, कुछ भी हो सकता है, n number of reasons are there. Similarly the companies, they are also looking for the candidates, उनको candidates चाहिए to deliver like the quality which in the mobile sector iPhone is delivering, right? The companies are ready to pay, they are ready to pay, but you should have those qualities also. So the jobs which are going to flourish in the coming years would be majorly based on the platform of information technology, computer science, and the digital platform, right? तो डेटास कितने होंगे, यू डोंट वरी अबाउट द डेटा. इफ यू आर गुड, इफ यू आर अ गुड परफॉर्मर, तो आपको चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि जॉब्स कितने होंगे कितने नहीं होंगे. whatever number of jobs are there, the best candidates would be chosen first, the candidates which are getting fit into the scenario, right? Lot of companies are there, lot of training and development companies are there who are working on the skills of the students, on the skill development of the students, like Digital Dojo might be doing, I hope. So you don't need to worry about your career, you just need to focus on your skills, you just need to focus on your IT skills, your soft skills, and the career would be there. So I think I would like to take a pause, and I would like to request Mr. Sachin Sadare to please put some more light on what Digital Dojo is doing and the other aspects which you would like to cover. Thank you.
Okay, so before I begin, Aditya, you want to say anything?
No, sir. Please carry on, sir.
Okay. So I thank Piyush sir, for sharing his thoughts. I agree with everything that he has said. Means I would not like to repeat, because I concur with almost everything that he said. That digital is the way forward. So irrespective of Corona or no Corona, like he said, it was going to be a digital era. What Corona has done is, it has kind of given a thrust, or a throttle to the entire sphere of digital, and the jobs or the opportunities related to digital. The only thing that I would like to add upon is on the word opportunities. So generally, opportunities from a youth's perspective, majority of it is with respect to jobs. Okay, but being an entrepreneur, I also think opportunities also means setting up your own venture, or your own business, your own startup, and using the digital tools, platforms, technology, to jumpstart into what you have been passionate about. So when we speak about opportunities available to youth, apart from the jobs, for me it also covers, the ability to perceive your dreams, to perceive your, your passion, and to make a difference in this world. So I think with that, the combined answer of Piyush sir and myself, I think the bigger perspective is, times are good, jobs will be there. Like you said, survival of the fittest. If you're good enough, you will make use of the opportunities that are presented by the digital environment. Yeah.
So, sir, we are having a question from the audience. It's a private question, so the person asked me to not to reveal his name. So this is the question to Piyush sir. Sir, you are into the education industry. So how do you see the trend of digital education after this COVID effect, as you stated in your session, the words that you have spoken just few minutes before?
All right. So I'll take the question. Digital education. I think the question is this: the impact of digital education or the future of digital education. So I'll take a small example. I hope sabhi ke ghar mein there might be small kids who are taking online classes nowadays, right? All the schools, all the colleges, they are all working on online classes. So the digital transformation has been seen during these lockdown days, and the effect of COVID. The people who were afraid of taking the risk of teaching students online, the people who were afraid of experimenting, जो लोग सोचते थे कि experiment करें या ना करें, risk ले या ना लें, what would be the effects of teaching online. So all those risks have been tested successfully, and the people are liking the digital education, they're liking the online classes, they're liking the digital platform. So I hope, I guess, in the coming scenarios, due to this COVID or no COVID, as Sachin ji said, कि अगर COVID नहीं भी होता, अगर Corona नहीं भी होता, तब भी digital transformation was sure, it was about to happen, और अभी चल रहा था since last 2-3 years, it was on boom. And in the last year 2020 में ही it carried it grew some space, some speed. So the digital transformation due to this COVID effect has been occurred. or iska live example, we have seen how the schools are taking the digital platform, how the schools are teaching online, they are teaching the online classes. The impact on the education institutes of this digital transformation would be this: the institutes, the colleges, they need to introduce some more courses which would be run parallelly along with the regular course curriculum, because to develop the skills for the placement point of view, for the jobs point of view, we need to think out of the box. We need to cover those things which are not in the books, because everything is not in the books. So we need to cover such things which are not in the books. So digital platform, digital transformation, and digital education will survive for the coming years. And I'm afraid the classroom teaching will be impacted due to this digital transformation. But it's a good sign that students are learning from the digital platform, and they'll be able to learn from anywhere, any part of the world. I hope the answer is clear. And if there's some more doubt, you can comment in the inbox. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I would just like to add, my couple of points, So everything that Piyush sir has said, I agree, I just think, that traditional classroom-based teaching, okay, is facing a threat now, from the online education, those who are sitting, managing traditional colleges, schools, they are thinking, how this online education is going to impact them in the future, what they can do, and many of them are also moving to online. The only thing, I think that traditional education, or those providing traditional education, should look at is, how can they supplement the online education, rather than completely moving to the online form, because completely moving to the online form is like looking at online education as a threat, and trying to get into something new, whereas they have been, strong in the traditional education space. Can they come up with models, which is a mix of online and classroom, and create a very strong model which can beat any online model or any offline model? If that approach is is considered, then I think that would be a winner, than a completely online model, is how I look at it. Obviously, 50 years down the line, it will be completely online, that's a different issue. But what we are looking at is, the next 10 years, where we are transitioning, should, especially for a company like mine, which started about 4 or 5 years ago. It was a very clear decision. Everything that I do with education will be online based. I don't have classrooms. Whenever I need, I just rent. For that 1 day or 2 days or 5 days. But I have no investment in a classroom or in an infrastructure or anything. My whole concept was very clear. Be OPEX and get rid of the traditional. So it is okay for me, but some institutions which have invested, decades, 50 years, 60 years, 30 years, 20 years in building the infrastructure, building the strengths. I think for them, instead of moving online, they should look at a model which is a combination of online and offline. That's going to be a real winner in the next 10 odd years, is how I look at it. Yeah. So Aditya,
okay,
over to
sir.
you.
So thank you for the question, guest. And another question we are having, scope. What will be the scope in digital marketing in where the youth are going to get jobs? This question is to you, Sachin sir.
Again, there are some misconceptions about digital marketing. See, one thing is for sure, that every company today, and especially after Corona, will look at digital marketing. Okay, students of economics will understand, that there are economic cycles. So there are recessions, and then there's a period of growth, and especially when there is a period like this, where 3-4 months hardly any companies doing any marketing, hardly there are any sales. When things open up, there is going to be a huge demand, for marketing, supply chain, any kind of, so it's an economic cycle, so the demand is going to just shoot up. Now, from a youth perspective, okay, every company is going to need digital marketers. So if you calculate the number of companies, that are there in India and around the world, and if you include all small, medium, large companies, the number is phenomenal, So with respect to digital marketing, the opportunities are going to be phenomenal because everybody is going to need it. Again, just because the opportunities exist doesn't mean that you are going to be you are going to get rewarded. You need to be good at the opportunities that are present. Whatever the opportunities that come, maybe in the initial stages, the supply is less, so people all the people get jobs. So I will relate it to the IT, the boom of IT in the late 90s and early 2000s. Everybody who was an engineer, he got a job. The same thing, and everybody today, who does something good digital marketing will get a job, will as a part timer. But only good ones will excel, and will make a career out of digital marketing. So there are two perspectives. Will you get a job in digital marketing? Yes. Can you make a career in digital marketing? How much how much time, effort you spend in upskilling, upgrading yourself. Like I will give this example to students. It's where if you have seen a carpenter, a before he starts his work, he spends 15 to 20 minutes, just sharpening his tools. If you have seen, so first 15-20 minutes he sharpens his tool, and then he begins the rest of the day, working with his job. Now, why that is important? He knows that unless he sharpens his tool, he's going to take a lot more time to complete his daily activities. Same thing with anybody who's working in any kind of an environment. How much time are you spending in sharpening the skills that you have? Okay, unless you sharpen your skills, the career is not going to come up. Job will be there, but whether you have a career or not will depend how much you're sharpening the skills. Again, I don't want to give an impression just because that I'm a training institute, I'm talking about the sharpening of skills. I learned digital marketing in 2010, where term digital marketing was also not there. So it was all through YouTube. It was all through making mistakes, learning. So sharpening your skills is very important, if you want to make a career out of digital marketing. If you want a job in digital marketing, you will get it, because there's enough supply of jobs out there. Maybe Piyush sir wants to add something, so yes, Piyush sir, if you want to add something.
So, Piyush, if you can add.
Yeah, I hope you have covered all the aspects. I hope you have covered all the aspects. And digital marketing. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
So digital marketing, as Sachinji has told already, because the ones who want to make the career in digital marketing, it's a good opportunity for them. And in future, as I already told, around 80% of the market share would be covered by digital. So it has a bright scope.
So, sir, we have another question, and because we have a time constraint, we are having 10 minutes left, so we have to cover it up. So there's a question. The person wants to know about real estate market, how much impactful it will be, because real estate market is all about the personal selling. So does digital marketing will have some impact on that?
Okay, I'll take that up, and maybe then Piyush sir, if you have, because at an individual level, I don't have any, any first-hand experience of, real estate marketing, but from my study and, from people whom I have talked, traditionally, sales in the real estate depends on how many leads you generate, okay? And newspaper has predominantly been, one of the lead generators. So when people have a property, that they have built, they advertise in the newspapers, and from there, the buyers find out the property and they visit the site, and there that's the lead generation that happens. With the launch of Magic Bricks, 99 acres and such sites, a lot of lead generation was being done through these sites. Okay, so from a real estate perspective, unless you have a steady inflow of leads, the sales will not happen. So what digital marketing can do, it can augment the newspaper, it can augment, the aggregators like 99 acres, and individual real estate developers, they can start their own digital marketing, but that digital marketing will not lead to sales, but the whole idea should be to generate leads. And if enough leads are getting generated, the real estate developer as a sales team, to talk to those leads and try to convert them. So the model for real estate will remain the same. Only the lead generation activity, will have another avenue, which is the digital marketing. It could be Facebook marketing, it could be Google ads, or it could be, website SEO, it could be anything, So the augmentation of lead generation is something that real estate developers can look at, with digital marketing. But again, when you speak of real estate, you're speaking of, lakhs and crores of, spend. Nobody's going to buy it online, but as long as you get leads, you should be happy.
So Piyush sir, you want to add something?
Yeah, definitely. If we talk about real estate market, as we all are aware, real estate market is low since last 2-3 years. It's not about Corona or COVID or any other reason. There are ample number of reasons. There are a number of reasons why the real estate market is sinking since last 2-3 years. So the market will rise up. We are hoping for the market to rise up since last 3-4 years. पिछले 5 साल से हम लोग 4 साल से हम लोग उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि रियल एस्टेट मार्केट थोड़ा सा बूम करे, थोड़ा सा राइज करे. So it's not about the corona or COVID factor is not the only factor which will affect which is affecting the real estate business, right? And जैसा कि आपने कहा, it's about personal selling. Real estate is about personal selling. So I would like to add on in this. Few years back, say around 5 years back or 6 years back, buying groceries was also a personal selling. Getting vegetables was also 100% personal selling. Getting clothes from the outlets also came on the digital platform. It all came on the online platform. Now we are getting groceries online. We are getting vegetables online. We are getting all kind of products on state. The lead generation would be done by digital marketing. The sales will also be done by the digital marketing. Yes, the client will visit the real estate properties. They will visit the site. They'll visit the flat. Obviously, वो हवा में तो नहीं खरीदेगा चीजों को. He'll be visiting the site. He'll be visiting the location. But still, digital marketing will have a great role. It will have a good share, around 70 to 80% in the sales of real estate projects as well, right? If we talk about the renting out the properties or the leasing out the properties, उसमें भी real estate, उसमें भी digital platform is working well. जैसा कि सर ने बताया, सचिन जी ने बताया कि we are having 99 acres and other magicbricks.com, other websites who are working on the same direction. They are selling the properties online. They are renting the properties online. They are leasing the properties online. So the real estate business, if we want to look about the win-win situation for both the parties, for the sellers and for the purchasers, digital platform is good because nowadays no one has the time to visit 100 sites and then decide the perfect location. So they shortlist the locations online, they shortlist the locations on digital platform, and then the shortlisted locations can be visited by the purchaser or by the buyers. And if we talk about the market as a whole, the real estate market as a whole, it's on a bit lower side since last 5 years, and we hope to pick up the market in the coming years. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Then I think we
Hello.
have another question. Hello.
Yeah, Prashant.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prashant, please.
Good.
Prashant, is
Hello.
it,
Yeah. So good afternoon to all the respected chief guests.
Yeah,
So my
good
question, So my question is, whether the traveling industry will boom again, because as we know that the COVID crisis is going on, and due to the COVID crisis, there is a fear in the people's mind that traveling will be much more hamper their, if they will go to the other places or like that. So these situations will hamper them more. So will the traveling will boom again, the traveling sector, like tourism and all, because the digital nomads and other people who are traveling over the other places for their digital content and other things. So will it again boom or in this after this crisis or so? This is my question, sir.
Yeah, you're taking the question, Sachinji?
Okay, I can take it. So see, I'm also, I will not say I'm an extreme traveler, but I like traveling, and there are places and countries that I've visited, which were risky, So I have a belief, or a strong opinion that humans by nature, are very exploratory. There will definitely be a segment of people, who are risk averse, but majority of or many of the human beings, we are by nature, a spirit that needs to explore stuff. So right now, I don't think people are afraid more of corona. They are just afraid, if what happens if I get corona. There is no kind of treatment right now. So that is kind of holding them back. The moment there are people who have been to Africa, with all those yellow fevers and all, but they know, there's a system in place to get over that. So the moment there is some element of a solution or a treatment or a vaccine with the corona that is visible, people will get on again, to the traveling thing. Another analogy or example is extreme adventure. People do bungee jumping, they go whale with swimming with the whales. So risk for travelers has always been there. The only thing that is holding people back now is there is no visible solution in sight. The moment something gets declared, people will be back to traveling. Like there was no corona in our lives before. So that's how I look at the traveling thing. Obviously, there's a short-term thing, how many months this current phase will die. But, I think by the end of 2020 or beginning of 2021, traveling will again see the extremes that we were used to. That's how I would like to believe that, humans behave.
Right. I would like to add on this as we discussed in the starting. As I mentioned that many of the industries they'll suffer more than the other industries. So travel and tourism industry or the event management industry or the recreational industry, it's a short-term impact on these industries. As Sachinji told, the humankind, the mankind, they don't want to live a very you can say stereotypes life. They always want to expand themselves, to explore, to try new things. So as soon as this covid impact comes down, the corona moves away from this world, thoda time ka hoga, it's a short term impact, say around 6 months or maybe 8 months, 9 months, or maybe a year. So after this impact goes, the travel industry, the tourism industry, it will rise again, because the human nature, they don't want to sit back at their home and they don't want to relax. People are waiting for the lockdown to open, despite of the fact that the corona is increasing day by day. Still the people hope for the lockdown to open. So this shows the nature of the humanity, the nature of the human, the people. They don't want to sit back at their home, they don't want to relax at their home, they don't want to limit themselves, they want to explore themselves. So as soon as this COVID goes away, the travel industry, the tourism, business travel will increase. In my point of view, the business travel, the business tourism will increase. And to be on the positive aspect, अगर हम positive देखें, तो definitely India would be benefited, because a lot of countries, they are going to avoid China for their businesses, for their commercial purposes. So it would be an add-on benefit for India, for our nation after this COVID factor, because the US, the UK, the other European countries, they'll be wanting more to explore India rather than China. So it's a good opportunity for the nation, right? So we always have to be positive, and we always have to be hope for the best. So travel industry will also fight back. The tourism industry will also fight back, and same with the event industry.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, as we have a time limitation, so we will take a quick liner question for and this will be the last question, and then we will wind up the ceremony. If in case the session gets over, please understand the circumstances, but it is mandatory to put the questions on the screen so that the person who has asked will be have satisfaction that yes, my question has been raised. So the last one liner question is, what are the best online platforms who provide digital marketing course and where we can polish our skills? Also, how can a student take advantage of the current situation and go with digital trend? Question to both of the guests, and please finish it in a one line. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so again, I want to say, that I have no hand in, in this question being raised, also because I have this own digital platform, where we do courses. So I'm not going to speak about that. I will only say, there are enough opportunities for students to learn whatever topics they want to learn, Ultimately, we don't, at least I don't want to take any names of, which is a good platform, which is not a good platform, because it will not be right, given that I come from the same industry. But, there are enough courses, free and paid, that you should explore, get going. It is always better to take a step than to think back and, plan for it to happen. So, I always believe, take a step. If it's good, continue. If it's not good, do something else, and so on. So when you do courses, some of them will be good, some of them will not be good, but you will have to find your way out.
Yeah, I'll add on to this. See, it's not about the service provider, what all are the service providers, or what all are the organizations, or what all colleges are available. It's about your willingness to learn. It's about what kind of course you are opting, what kind of platform, what kind of module you are opting. No matter which company you are opting, which college you are choosing, it's all about what you're learning, how much dedication you are showing towards learning, and what you can take out from that particular organization or the service provider. So don't look for the different service providers. Look for someone who can really teach you well. And I hope Digital Dojo is doing well in providing the digital platform to the students. So it's not about the online platforms, what all options are there. Options are, n number of options are there, right? Starting from the very premium ones to the lower ones. It's all about what kind of modules you want to learn, what kind of course you want to learn, and how dedicatedly you want to learn the things, you want to adopt the things. It's not about the organizations, it's about the learning and the method of teaching.
So thank you so much to Sachin and Piyush sir. So before winding up, the guest and participants are requested to check their chat box so that they can find a link there. That link is for the feedback. So please fill that form after this session gets over so that we can arrange our next session and we can do best for you for the next time. It looks like we have covered all the questions. Is there anything else you wanted to cover before I wrap up, Sir Sachin sir?
No,
Piyush sir,
I
Sachin
would
sir?
like to thank Piyush sir, for joining us for this discussion. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was my pleasure to be a part of this session, and it has been a learning for me as well. Because learning is a never-ending process, and we should all grab the opportunities wherever we want to be getting the opportunity to learn or get some new information. We should always grab those opportunity. Thank you so much, Aditya, for making me the part of this wonderful session. Thank you so much.
So great. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sachin, sir. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. As we have, I just told you before, but people are asking. So we have shared a link of Google form for the feedback of the session. Please fill it and submit it. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will try to see you next time soon. Please enjoy your time and take care. Stay safe and stay away from this COVID. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.